Hey, you guys. What have you been doing? I don't know what I've been doing. Finished up all those ring bound journals, the big ones, and then I made all of the minis, and those are shipping out, I promise. I thought I was going to get them out Monday, but Monday's a holiday, so I'll pack them up over this weekend, and I promise they will be going out on Tuesday. So, and those are also little ring bound journals. So they turned out really cute. I'm really happy with them. So, and then one other thing, just in case you're wondering, I am not doing the monthly mini subscription any longer. So moving forward, when I make the monthly minis, I'm just going to list them in my Etsy shop like I used to do back in the day, you know. I am going to continue with the subscription to the monthly junk journal kit, though, or bundle. And those people I have been in touch with that are currently subscribed to that. And so they know that each month I'm just going to make a listing in my Etsy shop. And then, you know, if you're a subscriber, then you just go and look for your listing in my shop. And I would like to have those paid by the 5th of each month, if you don't mind. I did have a number of people decide that they did not want to continue with that. So I think I have, I think there's 7 slots available. So if anybody else would like to subscribe to the monthly the monthly junk journal kit, just send me a quick email and let me know that you'd like to be added to the list. And you can cancel whenever you want. It's, you know, it's not like a huge obligation or anything. And I'm just going to do it month by month. I've decided not to do a 3-month or 6-month prepaid thing. So it's going to be kind of like Netflix, you know what I'm saying, where you just pay it once a month. So, but you're guaranteed to get one if you're on the list, okay? As long as you pay the listing, you know what I mean? Anyway, so basically what it is it's about, you know, it fills up a flat rate priority envelope, you know, so, and it's just kind of like a surprise every month. It's whatever I've got in my stash that I have enough of to kind of spread out over that many kits. So, and they're just different every month. So not really themed or anything. They're all just kind of random and, you know, whatever I happen to pick up along my way. So anywho, and I have not done any videos for quite a while, and I thought, okay, I think I was like taking a break or something. I don't know. Not like officially, but I think I was. What's happened, I think, is that I've just gotten sucked into watching the news and just been, I just have to say, just disgusted with what I'm seeing, and I'm feeling very passionate about it, but we won't go there. Anyway, so when I finished up all of those, you know, the bigger ring bound journals, at the end of those, you know, normally what I do is I make the journals and stuff, and then I go back in and I kind of just like add in tags and, you know, things like that. And what I did was I went through my drawer that I have that's kind of like full of that kind of stuff, like ephemera, I guess. It's not really ephemera. It's more just like elements to add into journals. But anyway, I sort of went through that, and I just basically purged all of that stuff. And so what I'd like to do is start trying to rebuild my stash of that type of stuff. So I thought I would, you know, maybe do a series of videos, you know, that don't necessarily link together, but just kind of rebuilding my stash of embellishments and pockets and tags and envelopes and, you know, charms and that kind of stuff. So I wanted to do some paper clips because I haven't done any altered paper clips for a really long time. And I don't really even know why. I just haven't been using them. So, so I thought I have all of this crap that I would really like to use. And, you know, it's just stuff that I like. And I think that using them on some paper clips would be a good way to kind of use it. So anyway, so I thought I would do that. And I'm going to do a number of different things as far as altered paper clips, but one of the first things I want to do is use some of the UV resin and just basically glue some stuff onto some paper clips. So I thought we could do that together. And this won't be a super long video, but I just wanted to, you know, if you guys have a stash of just, you know, random little things that, you know, you're not really quite sure what you want to do with them or whatever, you might get some ideas, you know. So let me just kind of go through what my thinking is, what my thoughts are. So first of all, I just pulled out, you know, a bunch of different paper clips. I think mostly I'm just going to do kind of like smaller ones for this. So these ones are kind of like shiny, newer silver paper clips. These are some like older vintage ones that are more, see how these ones are kind of like, they're kind of different. Like these are more, I don't know, like these ones are shiny and these ones are kind of matte. And these work really well for rusting. I have a bunch of rusted paper clips still that I used to offer in my shop too, but I kind of stopped doing that. Anyway, so just some paper clips, nothing special, just, you know, paper clips. I do have some of these larger gold ones. So there's some stuff that I could put on those. And then some smaller gold ones too. So I'll pull some of those out. I have a whole bunch of this type of paper clip where they're kind of shaped like that. And I don't really think these will work for gluing things onto. So, but you know, I don't know. So I'm gonna set those aside. I've got a whole bunch of like little tiny paper clips too. And I think they're maybe a little too small. So I'm not gonna worry about any of those. And then, yeah, these are just some that I got like from Staples, I think. And they've got like those little, they're the gripper ones. They're the no slip paper clips. And sorry about my fingers, guys. I have been making curry paste and I was peeling turmeric root yesterday, and I didn't even realize how much it was dyeing my hands yellow and orange. So anyway, that's why my hands look weird. Plus I don't have my rings on. Anyway, so pull out some paper clips, and then I've got this box that just has like a bunch of different like rhinestone kind of things, you know, and a lot of them are just flat back things that, you know, it's like I don't really know what I'm going to do with them, but I thought, you know, we could make some cool paper clips with some of this stuff, you know, like these little pieces. So if you have like junk jewelry, see a lot of times you can just tear them apart, you know. If you've got like a bunch of junk jewelry laying around, maybe you could pull some of that stuff out and use it. Something like this where it's kind of like concave, like it's got this big empty space in the center. I could probably use that, but I'd need to fill it somehow with something. So I'm not going to use that one. And I thought like this was like a rhinestone choker. So I thought maybe I could use a piece of this. I'm just going to cut, see if I can cut. And these are some like heavy duty wire cutter type of things. And I recommend using something like that when you're cutting apart different types of heavy metal things, right? Don't use your nice jewelry flush cutters, because sometimes cutting like stainless steel or, you know, it can damage them. So use like a heavy duty pair. So anyway, I'm just cutting some little like strips of this. I have some other like necklaces like this too somewhere. I'm going to make this one a little smaller. There. Anyway, so just some little rhinestone type things. This is another like rhinestone necklace. Maybe I'll harvest a couple of rhinestones off of here. And these could be, you know, some part of the reason that I don't really like using or making and using paper clips is because they get so bulky inside the journal, you know. But I think if they're used like on the edge of a page where they kind of like stick out on the edge, then that might be good, you know, so it won't take up like bulk inside the journal. Also, I wanted to do some buttons, just like some kind of cool buttons, you know. I was looking at trying to do like shank buttons. Like, see this one? This is actually a plastic button, but it has this shank on the back. So I thought, okay, well, I can just cut off that shank with my heavy clippers, and then I could just glue that onto a paper clip, you know, using the UV resin. I have another box of, oh, here's another one. This is another shank button. And some of these older plastic buttons, like you can, that shank part just crumbles right off. So I don't know, just some buttons, you know, just to kind of use them here and there. Anyway, so pull out your box of buttons, and then I've also got this little collection of buttons, and most of these are like mother of pearl and stuff, like vintage buttons, authentic vintage buttons, you know. So I thought, you know, maybe just some like really small buttons would be kind of pretty on this project, for this project. Most of these are, yeah, they're mother of pearl, and then there's also some glass buttons in here. Little red one. That one's not mother of pearl, obviously. That one's kind of pretty. That's a black glass button. Here's this one's made out of abalone or something. So, and then I have all of these little, these are all mother of pearl. These are buttons that I got from Louise. Super, super thin mother of pearl buttons. Pull some of those off. Love these old vintage buttons. So anyway, as you can see, there's tons of them in there, but there's other stuff that I want to try to use. Stuff that is, I don't know, just kind of weird, you know, like these little, these are actually beads, these little dice. I thought somehow those would be cute to maybe attach onto a paper clip. A couple of those. A lot of orange one too. I have this little collection of butterfly things. Some of these are like Tim Holtz things, so they've got like a foam square on it, so that will just come right off. So make some little butterfly paper clips. That one would work. This one's metal. These are all metal except for that one. This one's wood. Trying to keep it to kind of smaller ones, so I'm just peeling off those little foam squares. That one might be cute. That one's a bead. Let's see what else. So these are just all little little wooden shapes, you know, like laser cut little shapes. So I definitely want to do some of these on some paper clips, but I think I'd like to paint them first. So I'm not going to do those right now. I'm going to wait on those. What else is in here? Some little snaps. I think maybe just like a little vintage snap would be cute on a paper clip. So they generally come in 2 pieces, so that would be cool. You use the, you know, both sides and then just sort of glue them together. Actually, I'm kind of excited about that. I think that'll be cool. And then these are some little pieces of some hook and eyes. Not yet. I might do some of those, but not yet. These little, I think these are Tim Holtz also. I think I have some of those that are already just a single flower in here. Yeah, like this one. See, it has the little foam dot on it. That's just like this little metal flower. So I'm just pulling out all kinds of little things, excuse me, that I think would be cute on paper clips. And then, of course, charms. All kinds of little charms and stuff. But I thought this would be kind of cool to maybe cut it apart. Sort of trim out that metal that's in there. Use my other little jewelry pliers to kind of flatten that out. Peel off the foam square. There's another little flower. And then there's these little guys, these little, just little letters, you know, those would be cute. Just random little bits. There's some metal ones too. I don't know. These are just scrapbooking things that have sort of just showed up in my life. I don't even know where they came from, some of them. What else? Oh, and then of course there's just tons of other buttons. But there's, I have this little box of watch parts. So I thought some of these would be cute to use on paper clips. So there's this little tiny little watch face. You know, it's got these little prong things on the back though, so I want to flatten those out so they're not going to hurt anybody. So I'm just kind of getting together a bunch of stuff that I can use in my little project. There's another little watch face. And there's all kinds of other little watch parts in here too, like the little like gearbox kind of thing or whatever. And I used to use these a lot on like tiles, you know, on art tiles. Anyway, so I just pulled that out. And I had some shells. There's some little, like little tiny shells. I thought these would be really cute to make into little paper clips. or embellish some paper clips with, you know. Just another little tiny one. So, and you know, if you want to kind of do this too, you could like this one, it looks like somebody painted it or dyed it somehow. It's like got some glitter and stuff on it. It's kind of cute. So, oh, there's another one. See, look, that's cute, isn't it? It's like, it's painted red, and then it's probably just painted with like glitter paint. So anyway, so some shells, lots of other, oh, here's that red rhinestone piece. Just all kinds of like junk jewelry pieces, like these little sandals, little charms would be cute. Just all kinds of little random things. So I thought it would be nice to, oh, here's another one of those little rhinestone guys. Oh, look at, in this little flower. Wouldn't that be pretty on a paper clip? So then the idea is to, well, there's a ton more stuff that I could pull out, but that's enough. That's enough for now. I literally have like 5 or 6 other containers. Just kind of show you guys what, you know, if I run into problems. I do want to keep the snaps separated because I think those will be really cute on a clip by, you know, like both pieces together. Okay, so I was kind of playing around with this, and I did do a few already. So here's one with the little shell, you know, worked out pretty nicely, and it's well stuck on there. And so this is a little coin, some of those buttons, one of those little metal letter pieces, a rhinestone, and then a larger clip with this little tile on it. So here's what I did. I had this, it's just a piece of chipboard, and when you're working with the UV resin, you need to have something that's slick, that it won't stick to, you know, and packing tape works really well for that. So if you just take a strip of packing tape, you can put it onto anything. Like you can, it doesn't have to be a piece of chipboard. I just happen to have chipboard set up to use with the UV light. And I thought, well, I'll just, you know, cover this with the packing tape. Anyway, because you can peel pieces off if the resin sticks to it, you know, if it spills out. If you've never used UV resin before, or you have no idea what it is or what I'm even talking about, it's a resin, but it's one part. So it's not like an epoxy where you have to mix 2 things together. And the way that it sets up is with UV light. So you can pick up one of these little UV lamps, just like they use in nail salons, for gel nails, you know. You can pick one of these up on Amazon for probably $15. The UV resin, I think this was about $15 as well. But I think it's worth that little bit of investment, because this is a huge bottle of UV resin, by the way. Like, this goes a long, long ways. Well, depending on what you want to do. But anyway, so you don't actually have to have the UV light, because you can actually just take the resin, whatever you use the resin on, you can, and it'll do the same thing. You know, maybe a couple hours to set up. It even tells you that on the box. See, sun curing, exposure to sunlight for 5 to 20 minutes, or with the UV light 2 to 4 minutes. See, so you can use just the sunlight. You don't have to have one of these lights. So if it's a nice sunny day, you know, that's why it comes in a black bottle, is because it won't, no sunlight will penetrate and ruin the resin. So if you are going to use the sunlight, I would recommend applying your resin inside or in the shade or something, and then take it out into the sunlight to cure it. So anyway, it's kind of cool stuff, and it's fun to play around with. There's tons and tons of videos on YouTube about using UV resin. So, you know, go explore YouTube for that. Anyway, but it works really well if you want instant results when you're trying to do this kind of thing, like where you're like, I just want to glue something onto a paper clip and I just want it now. Like, I just want it done. And you don't want to use some other type of glue like Gorilla Glue or E6000 or, you know, some other glue that, you know, you have to wait for it to set up and that kind of thing. So this is nice because it's just like instant results. That's what I like about it. So anyway, I took a little strip of, what's this stuff called? Chipboard. And I made these two little strips on here so that when I set up my, I've done lots of other things on here too, but it's nice to have something like that to kind of raise the paper clip up a little bit. I was making some tiles for charms with this too, and they had a loop on them, and the loop was making it so that the piece wouldn't lay flat. So I had to set the loop up, or set the tile up on this piece so that the loop would go down and the piece would lay flat. It's hard to explain my reasoning sometimes, but you'll see what I'm talking about if you do this. Anyway, so you just kind of have to play around sometimes with, because you want these things to lay flat, right? So when you're setting the resin. So I just recommend having a couple little strips of, and having some other items available that you can prop things up with, like little things that you can prop things up with, like maybe a button or whatever. Because I'm going to lay this on here, and I want, okay, the paper clip on there. The paper, well, this thing is thin and that's a little thicker, so you see what I'm talking about. Glue it to the back of my paper, or onto my paper clip on the back of that little tile. Just doing it like that, it's not going to be flat. Like, I need to prop up this end of the paper clip so that it lays flat against the back of that tile, right? So that's why I have these little strips on here. So I actually want to raise it up just a little bit more because it's still not flat. So I'm just going to put a little button right under it. I hope this is making sense, you guys. So I just want to make sure that the paper clip is laying perfectly flat against the back of my little piece that I want to glue the paper clip to. Okay, so the other thing is you always want to make sure that you're gluing things on the right side of the paper clip. So I think about it as the smaller loop, like the smaller side of the paper clip. Don't glue it on the big side where you've got double loops. You want to glue your items on the small side where there's just one loop. Okay, does that make sense? Otherwise you won't be able to glue stuff on there anyway, or put the paper clip onto things. So just kind of set it up like that. Here, I'll show you up close. See, I've got my little button to just kind of raise that end of the paper clip up a little bit, and then I've just got it about halfway through. Oh, and then if you're using something like this where, see, this has a letter on it, right? So I want to be able to put it on the right side of the book, okay? And I want the letter to be right side up. So you have to turn it upside down when you're gluing onto the back of it. Otherwise, you'll have to use it on the other side of the book. You'll see what I mean if you do it. Okay, so I just have that kind of lined up how I want it. I want it kind of straight. And then I'm just going to take my resin. I'm going to put one little dot, but I'm going to make sure that the resin actually coats the very end of that wire. And less is more, okay? You don't need a lot of the resin. So see how it actually, it covers the wire. So it's not just on the inside of the wire, it's over the wire, okay? And that says 2 to 4 minutes to set this resin. So I'm going to do this particular light has 30, 60, and 90 seconds. So I'm going to go 90 seconds and cook it. Using just a little tiny bit of resin doesn't necessarily create a ton of fumes, but if you were doing like a large quantity of resin indoors, like right at your desk, and you're kind of like breathing it, if you're sensitive to that kind of stuff, then I would wear a mask. I would maybe have a fan on and a window open, because you can smell it, and different brands of resin smell stronger than others. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, if you're sensitive to that type of stuff, then, you know, you want to be careful of that. So anyway, I want to try it with this snap. So let me see if, I don't know if this is going to work. I want to try to snap the snap over the paper clip. Yeah, it did. Ha, that's so cute. Look. It worked. So I snapped the snap onto the very end of the paper clip. And then I'm just going to put a teeny bit of resin in there just to make sure that it never comes undone. I guess I could do it with glue too. But I think, oh my God, that's so cute. Let's try one more. Wait, did I do it backwards? Yep, I used the wrong pieces. Hold on. Hold the phone just a second. Oh my God, I love that. Okay, I'm going to do a gazillion of those. So that was 90 seconds. So this is actually set really well. And I'm not really that worried about it coming off or anything. It is slightly tacky though. Okay, like very slightly tacky. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it another 30 seconds just to see if it'll remove that kind of tackiness. If your resin is really thick, it sometimes takes, you know, just a little bit longer to set it. Oh my gosh, I love these little paper clips, or these little snaps on here. Oh, those are so cute. Yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of those. So let's do a little flower as soon as that's done. Okay. So that's good. Now, if you notice that it's still slightly tacky, like now it's pretty smooth and I don't feel any tackiness at all. So I would say that one is done. So that's what I'm saying. If you want your letter to be right side up and you're gluing on the back of it, make it upside down. If you want to be able to use it on the right side of a page. If you want to, because see, if you use it on the left side of the page, then the letter's upside down. You know what I mean? Anyway, you'll figure it out. So yeah, so I've got another little letter paper clip. So I think that works out pretty good. Let's try these. See if I need to. I wonder where. I'm just going to put a teeny bit of resin. I think this thing puts out too much at one time. So I'm going to squirt out a little bit of resin right there. And then I'm just going to use my awl and sort of just goop a little bit of it in there. Oh, I'm so glad I was able to snap these shut on the very end of my paper clip. A little bit more. So just trying to get it down so it soaks into the, the center of those two. So this resin that's over here on the side, after this sets up, I'll be able to just peel that right off. So I'm going to do 90 seconds again. And you can wipe this off of things pretty easily before it sets. Let's see, I have another one of these. Okay. So the other thing is, like with metal things like this, where it's real, it's not porous at all. It's a good idea to clean it with rubbing alcohol, just to get any oils from your skin or any kind of dirt off of it before you set because the resin may not stick to it as well if there's any kind of body oils. I need something besides a baby wipe to wipe that with. And I have nothing. All I have is baby wipes in my life. Hold on, here's a dry one. I have some cotton swabs somewhere, but I can't find them. Okay. Just going to spray that with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Set that on there. There. I cleaned the wrong side of it. Hold on. Okay. So that's good. Oh, they're done. Those are so cute. I love those little snaps. Cool. And let's see. I gotta check these and see if I need to. Yeah, they're just a teeny bit tacky still, so I'm gonna do them another 30 seconds like I did the other ones. This paper clip's a little bigger. Like that. And then a smaller one. Okay. Put another little drop so it goes over the wire. Whoops. That one didn't go over the wall. Didn't go on the inside. Okay. "90 seconds. Yeah, and now they're just not even tacky at all. And I can see that there's resin down in between the two pieces of the snap. So I feel pretty confident that they're going to be okay. Isn't that so cute? I think those are so cute. Okay, I have a ton of snaps. I have a gazillion snaps. So I'm gonna make a bunch of paper clips with the little snaps. Let's try something like this. Like this like piece of junk jewelry. It's like a vintage little flower thing. And it's pretty thick, you know. So, not sure. You know, I could always hold it under there, but I think here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to prop it up. Prop it up like that, and then I think I need a bigger paper clip. Where's those bigger ones? Here they are. I'm just going to go ahead and do this I'm going to do another 60 seconds on those because I want to make sure that there's no tackiness whatsoever. So this just needs to be raised up a little bit. What can I use? So you just have to have like little random things to kind of prop things up. So actually that's going to work perfect if I can get it done. Oh, I need to clean that with rubbing alcohol first. Want to get any like oils or anything from my fingers or any kind of dirt or whatever off of the back of that. Kind of prop it in there again. Got my little cap from a pen. Out just a little bit. Let's see. There. Okay, stay. These guys come out. Let's make sure that they're not tacky. They are ever so slightly tacky. Just a little bit. So I'm going to set these aside for a minute and see if that tackiness just kind of naturally goes away. Or if I need to, you know, cook them a little longer. This is going to be hard, I think, to get this to stay in the right spot. I'm going to try, though, because I think it'll be really cute. Okay. And I want it to go over the wire just a little bit onto that one petal. Okay. All right. Oops. Okay, 90 seconds. I'm just going to sneak these in here for a couple seconds just to see if I can get them to set up a little bit better. And then, let's see, let's do one of these little rhinestones. One of these little rhinestone pieces. Okay, so they actually do lay pretty flat, but I need something to raise this up a little bit. Maybe I'll just use one of those. Perfect. And then I want to do one of these buttons. So when you're doing something, like I want to do it on both sides. Like I want to put a button on each side. And obviously buttons have holes in them. So the resin is going to leak out a little bit through those holes. And that's that's why you want to have this like the packing tape on there. Otherwise you'll have like chipboard stuck on one side. Let's do one of these little watch faces. Okay, I want it to be right side up on the right side of the page, so I'm turning it upside down like that. Okay, and that has a hole in the center of it too, where the watch hand would have gone through. So I don't know, that might work. That might turn out to be kind of messy, but we'll see. Okay, so just a little, like a drop. No, I want you to go over the wire. The resin has a tendency to kind of go its own direction. Like, not its own direction. That's not what I meant. What I meant was it has a tendency to try to stick together, like to stay with its own kind. You know what I mean? Okay. With its own kind. I don't know what I mean. Okay, we'll just do those. Let's see if that tackiness went away. Yeah, and these are not tacky anymore at all. You know, I just did them for maybe another like 45 seconds or so. So if you do this and you notice that there's a little tackiness on there, just like I said, just stick it in there for a little bit longer. Yeah, and this is still, that's still tacky. So I'm going to put this back in. Doesn't have to be perfect now because it's already stuck, but for some reason, sometimes when I put things in there, it just starts going. I don't know why. Let's do one of these little shells. So for the shell, I'm going to put a little drop of resin in the end of the paper clip, and then I'm just going to drop the shell on top of it. Okay, so it's going to be hard we'll have to do the shell twice, because under the light twice, we'll have to cure it twice, because part of it is going to be hidden from the light, right? Like the light's not going to penetrate through the shell to set the resin that's on the bottom side of the shell. So we'll set it and get it to kind of set a little bit, and then we'll have to turn it over and cure the other side. Okay, I'll check that again in a second. So let's get these done. And then I'm also going to set another button on top of this button. So I'll have a button on both sides. I'm just going to do 60 seconds the first time on this. And then when I flip the shell over and I add the other button onto the, onto the back, we'll do it another 60 seconds. Seems like 2 minutes is working about right. Some of these resins I know take longer than others. So see, this is still a little bit tacky. I'm just gonna get it in there. So this is kind of fun, huh? I mean, it's just a good way to use up a whole bunch of little bits and pieces of things that, you might not really know what else to do with, like I've had these for so long, and I always think, okay, well, I got to drill holes in them so I can use them for charms. And I never have gotten around to drilling holes in them, like with my Dremel, but and sometimes maybe you don't have the right bits for drilling through metal, or, or whoops, like I bought this collection of coins off of off of Amazon. And, you know, some of them are such weird metal. It's like some of the metal drill bits that I have that are intended for drilling metal, they won't even drill through some of these because, like, I don't even know what kind of metal it is. So I don't know. Like a lot of those coins, I can't use them how I wanted to. So I'm just going to use them on paper clips. So that feels a lot better. It's a lot less tacky. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over. These two, whoops. So this one's stuck just a little bit because it has that hole in the, you know, in the center of that. So the resin kind of oozed out onto the face of the little watch face, you know, onto the front. But that's okay. Like, it actually gives it kind of a nice, like, glaze, you know. It's just there's some uncured resin on the front of it now. So I'm just going to have to kind of, you know, switch it back and forth to get all that resin to set up. And it's the same with this one, with the button. This one obviously is fine, but I think it needs more time. So the shell has stuck a little bit, but that's okay. I got it off. So the watch face, I've turned over now because I want to cure that resin that oozed out onto the front. And then I'm actually going to add a teeny bit more resin. See, I wish I had a small, I should have just done a little puddle somewhere. I'm cleaning off some of this resin because it's just too much. Okay. And then I'm going to set my other button on there. Okay. Now I'm going to cure again for 60 seconds. I'm probably going to have to go back and forth on this a few times. I'm just going to have to play with it until I get everything set the way I want it to be and so that it's not tacky, you know. So I guess, you know, things that are plastic, like this button or the little dice or whatever, things that are plastic, like this little thing, have a tendency to adhere better with the resin than things that are metal. But it will, as long as you clean it, like I said, with the rubbing alcohol, like these guys, you know. I mean, it's not like, I mean, it's sturdy. It's totally sturdy. If I took all my strength and like bent this off, I'm sure that I could break that bond, you know. But that's true with any glue pretty much, like on metal. Okay, that's not true. There are some glues that you wouldn't be able to do that, but most glues for this type of application, you could probably just break that off or snap it off somehow. So, I mean, it's like, just be careful with it, kind of, you know, like I wouldn't expect it to, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. It's sturdy enough for our purposes to use in a book. I think it's plenty strong enough, you know, or like on a hair clip or something or whatever, you know. Anyway, so if you decide to do some paper clips like this, just adding some, you know, funky little doodads on some paper clips, it would be cool to see that. And if you do, and this inspired you, tag me on Instagram and show me some pictures of some stuff that you've done. Or anytime I've inspired you to do anything or create anything, I would love to see that. So, and if you care to follow me on Instagram, it's just me, Jessica Rapp, 2 silver oranges. So I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, guys. So I'm just going to cure those a little bit longer. And then I'm just going to keep making my little paperclip embellishments. I'm going to do some bigger ones with like some stuff like this and some of these. I want to do some paper clips with some of these little bingo pieces. And what else was I looking at? Oh, and then some paper flowers. I have a ton of like these small paper flowers that I used to use in journals all the time, and I don't anymore for some reason, but I want to make some paper clips with these, and those I can probably just glue just with regular glue. And then I also have some bigger paper clips, like some of these that I rusted. I might do some stuff on those. These are the same paper clips, just not rusted. And some oversized, you know, some oversized paper clips. So I might do some bigger items. I don't know. I don't want to do anything too super heavy, but yeah. So definitely going to do some more of those little snaps because I think those are absolutely adorable. So yeah. Anyway, so let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm thinking I will probably do something else tomorrow. And I'm just trying to build up my stash, you know, instead of getting rid of all my stash. I'm trying to build up my stash now of embellishments and journal elements and things like that, things to use in journals. So anyway, okay guys, I love you, and we'll talk to you soon, sooner than later. Okay, bye for now.